time for a spooky tale of Wisconsin's Classiest Commish live. Well, hey, I'm already here. Woo, what do you know? It's the BananaMan. Here he is. He's a banana ref. So, hey, welcome. Season 4, episode 6. Oh, you guys like my new beard? It's pretty good here. I can do a little chin stroke if you will. All right. So, yes, it is the BananaMan. He is here. He is going to help you out on your picks, hopefully, tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Wisconsin Classiest Face Football League. We didn't have a show last week because, yeah, I kind of forgot what day it was. So, the costume, here's my costume. This is the very first Fortnite costume. My daughter spent her hard-earned money to gift it to me, the referee. And so I run around as the referee. Some of you know my username, and there's where the bananas come from. So, after all that's done, let's get into the show. There's a lot to go over tonight. I want to try to get this done before the Packer game starts. So I know that a lot of you are trying to are going to try to watch that. So we started a little bit before 7 tonight, just so that I could fit all this in. Last week, like I said, we didn't have a show. So I am trying to fit a couple weeks worth of show into one show and still get you out there in time to watch the Packers. That's where we are tonight. Many Commish fans know that I totally spaced last week. I did miss one other show, and that show was because my children were ill. Last week I literally just forgot. So, Commish, why didn't you do a show on Friday or Saturday or Sunday in the morning? Well, it's kind of when I'm busy, just to be honest. My week is pretty much Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm making notes on games. I'm making notes on games. I'm watching things. I'm handicapping different games. On Friday, I spend most of my Friday handicapping, at least in the morning. In the afternoon, I'm doing whatever housework needs to be done, and then I'm getting the kids. And so, long story short, I really don't have time to do it on the weekends. I always think I do, and by the time it gets done, I don't. So, as much as I would love to do these on the weekend, I just did not. Now, if I had an even more rabid fan base than I already have, one that consisted of more than just my number one fan, Derek Marins, I would probably put a little bit more. But these shows do take some time to make. It took me a little bit of time. It takes most of my Thursday afternoon. After the actual time noon, I eat, and then I kind of write the show, and then I try to make graphics, which I just am terrible at. I have to relearn everything, because my producer is now growing up and does not wish to do this much. So I have to actually learn things, and I'm old and feeble, and I drank a lot of that Wheeler well water when I was a kid, and, well, it's catching up to me. So, thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for coming on and watching the show tonight. We got a good one for you. Last week, by missing the show, I didn't get to highlight the rivalries that went on. We had 2 rivalry games. I have Phil Lipservice and the Dougie Styles. This is one of our top rivalries. This game is always close. It was close, but this year, this edition was pretty low scoring. They already played in week 3, and the result went to the service, and it extended the service's advantage to 8-6. With the win that they just had, this is our number 2 rivalry, by the way, in our ratings index. The Phil Lipservice extends their lead 9-6 in this series. This might not be our number 2 rivalry when we redo this for next season. Tom Bucking Brady versus No Harm, No Foul. Tom Bucking Brady has not got their name on the trophy yet. No Harm, No Foul has the best regular season record in league history. This is our number 7 rated rivalry. This one had postseason implications and power ranking implications for this week. The Bucking Brady's put up 111, enough to beat anybody else, but No Harm, No Foul put up an astonishing 132 in By Mageddon. No Harm, No Foul takes a 9-7 series lead edge. Alright, so now we're going to get out of some fun things. New to this week is the Wii Energy Power Rankings. Okay, so as you can see this week, maybe we can make things fly in here. I'm just desperately trying to get my technology all to work at the same time. So number 6, I got Fly Eagles Fly, brand new. A lot of people wrote this team off most of the season. The Fly Eagles Fly come in at number 6, and they're starting to round into form. Team owner Jake Dodseth is wheeling and dealing. He's coming up with big boy offers. I had one that I really had to think about for a while. He's aggressively trying to improve his team. He's got a 4-3 record. There's a couple teams with 3-4 records. It looks like you're going to need a winning record to make the playoffs right now. I think Fly Eagles Fly is that last or second to last team in. Number 5, Phil Lipservice. Okay, so here's one. Some people can say that he's had a very easy schedule, a pretender type schedule, but it's not but not so fast, guys. If he's playing other people's schedule, he still has a winning record, and if he has a winning record in more than half of them, okay, so there might have been some timely games for him, and the games look close, but in the week, the other teams weren't scoring a lot of points either. Now, last week is an aberration. I mean, last week he didn't score very many points. His game didn't score very many points. But he's not as much of a pretender as you think. The only schedule he would have played where he is not within one game of his actual schedule is the Cuba City Cobra Kais. If he played that schedule, he would be one of 4 teams that would be 0-7 playing that schedule. Number 4, we got the Slaughterhouse Hams. Hey, these guys were number 1 a couple weeks ago. They maybe lost one, but this is this thing. There's about top 4, and they just keep reshuffling. He's really got a shot at the title, and if Zeke can stay explosive, the last time I watched the Cowboys, Zeke was not as explosive as he was the 3 weeks prior. So if he can keep his legs about him, Slaughterhouse Hams has a real chance at the title. Number 3, this might be a little controversial, but Tom Bucking Brady. They are here because he just threw his best punch at No Harm, No Foul, and No Harm did not blink. Legit title contender once again. He's had a couple years off of the playoffs. Otherwise, out of the 11 years we've been doing this, he's been in the playoffs 9 of them. It's unreal. Is this the year that Derek Barron's and Tom Bucking Brady's get it done? I don't know. We'll find out. Number 2, No Harm, No Foul. The only way this team could be any better is if Lamar was actually throwing the ball to Jamar. That's it. This team is good. This team is solid. Colby puts together solid teams. It's No Harm, No Foul, number 2. And number 1, one of the craziest number 1s ever, the Flying Fallopians. What makes them so crazy? At number 1, they're 7-0. They are the champs, and they've been at the bottom end of this whole time. They have a 2-game lead on the field for the best record. They are 7-0. Even though they've scored almost 200 less points than the top scoring teams, No Harm and Tom Bucking Brady, and the Slaughterhouse Hams for that matter. All this guy does is win. He keeps winning. I'm done picking against him. I'm riding this wave. This is going to be an undefeated season maybe. Who knows? But I am now on the Flying Fallopians. I don't know what they do. I don't know who they pay off. I don't know what kind of genius is going on. But every week they win. I got the Flying Fallopians number 1 on the Wii Energy Power Rankings. Alright, that's pretty sweet, guys. And one of the things that I've come up with is we do have that fun little video for the Survivor Island, but again tonight it's about a 5-minute full-on video right now. So in the for brevity's sake, so that we can get done here. I do have a little tote board for Survivor Island. Alright, so here's what I've come up with. These are logos you've submitted. If you hadn't submitted a logo or I couldn't see it, I just came up with one. You've seen this in the video. So in week 1, The Last Dance, danced right off the island. Then we had Dougie Style, who's had just an unusually poor season, and I think he's floating on that Pat Mahomes is having a poor season. Paulie, Here to Beat Colby, week 3, gone. Cuba City Cobra Kai, week 4, gone. Week 5, the Flying Fallopians, gone. They might be the champs, they might not have lost a game, but they're not alive on the Survivor Island side game. Week 6, Kings Game Breakers, gone. And week 7, we lost. Even though we won the game, we lost Phil Lip Service for the season. So that only leaves us with 5 teams left. There's 4 weeks left in the Survivor Island side game. Our final 5, of course, are Tom Bucking Brady, The Only Bee in Here, Slaughterhouse Hams, No Harm, No Foul, and Fly Eagles Fly. Good luck to you guys. Let's see how it goes. Now we're on to the league picks for the week. Screen. So we're on to the league picks. So this has been a great one. I haven't done any good picking the league so far this season. Just been all over the place, not doing anything. So I don't even know what my record is picking the league. But we'll start out with this week. We got Fly Eagles Fly versus Tom Bucking Brady. Fly Eagles Fly in the upset. They just had a trade. It was crazy. It was a good trade. All of it. Every trade we've had this year has been well thought out. I've really enjoyed reviewing these trades. We got Kings Game Breakers versus Dougie Style. I got another upset for you. This is win number 2 for the Game Breakers. That's a team I think started out the season 1 or 2 on my list of teams that were the favorites, and they've had a rough schedule. They've had a rough time getting wins, an injury bug, the whole thing. The Flying Fallopians versus No Harm, No Foul. Again, I said it just before in the power rankings. I am done picking against the Flying Fallopians. I'm picking them to win. I'm picking them to win till I lose. All right, I'm gonna ride this streak. Remember, if you ride a streak, you can win many times and you'll lose only once. So I'm getting the Flying Fallopians versus No Harm, No Foul. I don't know. He just always finds a way to win so far this season. Something's gonna happen, and No Harm, No Foul is only gonna score like 66 points, and Flying Fallopians will score 68, and there you go. That's how that one will end. In Phil Lip Service versus the Slaughterhouse Hams, I got the Hams for the win. They're going to cruise to that one pretty easy. We have 2 rivalry matchups this week. We have Paulie Here to Beat Colby versus The Only Bee in Here. This is our 6th rated rivalry. It is one of the newest, featuring our newest member, Ryan Paulie. Expect a high-scoring game in this one, just like their other games. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be determined by how many points Kyler Murray scores tonight. If Kyler Murray scores over 30, we got Paulie's gonna get the win. I 100% expect him to do just that. I got Paulie Here to beat Colby over The Only Bee in Here. Then in their second matchup of the season, the Cuba City Cobra Kai versus The Last Dance. Round 1 went to The Last Dance in a thriller. The 2 top scoring teams for the week. This is the week, though, that the Cobra Kai, who's played the league's hardest schedule, gets off the schneid 82-76. Cobra Kai with the win and the leg sweep. Maybe. Just feels nice to pick myself for once. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. We're going to move on to the Banana Head picks this week. All right, so Turd Ferguson, he is not here. We have our spooky Halloween background for this. And we have been 16-9 in our weekly picks. So, hey, if you're betting, you're doing a pretty good job. You've won yourself at least a couple of extra units there, and it's pretty good for you. So keep it up. I've been trying to keep it up. I've been doing a pretty okay job on my own during the season. I got the Titans plus 1.5 at the Colts. This one's, I get it. The Titans just won 2 huge games, and now they're going to an in-division rival on the road. Okay? But until the Colts are an average team, they might even be almost good. The Titans are also almost good, but they're a little bit better than the Colts. Okay? The Titans seem to come on as the season goes every year. They're doing that right now. You're getting a 1.5 on the better team. Go ahead and take it. Titans plus 1.5 at the Colts. The Eagles at the Lions. This is the week the Lions get it done. I have them not only to cover the 3.5, but to win this game. Nick Sirianni is losing the locker room. He is not the most fluid at the podium. He reminds me of the Commish. The Commish does a show from his basement. Nick Sirianni is an NFL head coach, one of 32 people to do that job this year. He's got to be better. I think he's lost that locker room. I got the Lions plus 3.5. And it's real tempting to take them on the money line. But Eagles at Lions, Lions plus 3.5. Rams minus 14.5 at the Texans. Yes, this is a college line. It's minus 14.5. It is begging to not be hit. But here's the deal. The Rams are coming off a bye. And you spend the whole... You try to get ready for these games. You're not spending that bye week not getting ready for the Texans. And so the Texans got a lot of problems. They keep trading away players. Brandon Cooks is mad as heck because he's not one of the people being traded. Nobody really wants him anymore. Mark Ingram's gone. I mean, everybody's gone. Whitney Merciless is on the Packers. What an amazing signing that was. I've always liked that guy, especially rushing from the edge. So I got the Rams minus 14.5 at the Texans. I expect them to win by 3 touchdowns plus. I think the Texans, after last week, are finally mailing it in. All right, we got the Broncos minus 3 at home versus the Washington football team. The Broncos, they're this team this year. They're going to beat every team they're better than, and they're going to lose to every team they're not better than. Like, there's not going to be anything. Like, they started out 3-0. They played 3 terrible teams. They played 3 teams that were worse than them. They haven't had a matchup of teams that are the same. They are either the worst or better than every team they played. And in this matchup, they are the better team. I got the Broncos at home at altitude minus 3 against the Washington football team, who should be dejected and demoralized from their trip to Lambeau last week. And finally, my lock of the week, I got the Dallas Cowboys plus 2.5. Run out and get this number. I don't know how you're going to get this number anytime later over the Minnesota Vikings. Listen, Dallas Cowboys have been on bye. Now they're going to play the Minnesota Vikings. And I guess that they're going to the Vikings and that you could make a case that they're a similar team. But if you look across the board, Dak is better than Cousins. Zeke and Pollard are on par with Cook and Madison. The receiving core runs 2 deep in Minnesota, and it is 4 deep in Dallas. And as much as we hated Mike McCarthy as a Packers coach, he knows Zimmer, and he's beaten Zimmer, and he's coming off a bye, and I think his record off a bye was something ridiculous back in the day, like 10-2 or something. I don't see this changing at all. The Cowboys are the underdog. Take those 2.5 points to the bank on that one. So the Cowboys plus 2.5 against the Vikings. To sum up, this week we got Titans plus 1.5, Lions plus 3.5, Rams minus 14.5, Broncos minus 3, and the Cowboys plus 2.5. That's your winners. All right, I want to thank everybody for watching the silly show this week. I love the fact that I had 2 messages, 3. I had 2 messages today saying, hey, It is Thursday, so thanks for the reminder, guys. Thanks for watching Banana Head here in the Halloween edition. Hopefully we can talk Turd Ferguson into coming back in future weeks. He did, minus that first week, he did pretty good picking games. Survivor Island, hey, that thing's coming down to the nitty-gritty. There's really only 4 weeks of that competition left. That's a winner-take-all event. That's crazy. And the 7-0 Flying Fallopians, what a surprise. They are lapping the field. They're 2 games ahead for the DJ Masca Award, which goes to the best regular season record. And wow. One thing I did realize today when I was getting ready for the show is I have had the championship ring since June, and I haven't showed it to anybody. It is sitting right next to my trophy, so maybe next week we can start to show that off a little bit. I knew it would sell out fast, so I had to grab it, so I grabbed it in June, and sure enough, I can't find that same ring anywhere right now. So, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope your bets do well. I wish everybody good luck, and remember, stay classy.